poisoned. This is trap possum. Bossy. Here's the bait station, a bait station, there are plenty of them, right here. And this is where I trapped, right here. And this is the possum I took out of it 2 weeks after they poisoned this whole area. And I will take a lot of possums out of this trap, probably 10 over a period of 10 or 12 nights. Look at this bait station here, still got bait in it, and there, and just here, oops, a trap, one trap with a possum in it. This is the first night of set traps. Those bait stations have been out for 2 weeks now, but the possums don't go into them. This is the last trap that I put out yesterday of number 35 traps, along with I've just poisoned, and I've just got 33 possums out of 35 traps, which is pretty good, I think. I'm going to move another interested to see how long they catch for, but I think I'll catch 1,000 possums along where they've just poisoned straight behind them, just to prove how ineffective they are. Why, this is the second night of trapping where they've just poisoned. So the first trap has a possum. Again, it's been a wet night, which is not a good night for possums. Station up there. with a possum in it above a bait station with no possums. Possum got away out of that trap. Another trap with another possum in it. And another trap with another possum in it. Another bait station. Trap with nothing. Trap with a possum in it, and the bait station down there. Got my feet in the possum. Trap with a possum in it. Trap without a possum in it. Bait station. There. Trap with a possum in it. Trap set off. Trap with a possum in it. 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 Bait station. Trap with a possum in it. I better go back and do some work. Well, just finished plucking 55 possums from the area that's just been poisoned out of 70 traps on a pretty wet night. So I'm fairly happy with that. Anyway, that's it. I'm going home to get dry. This is the third night of trapping along since they poisoned here. The first trap has nothing. Just finished picking up this line of, I've got 63 mature possums, 10 in there, 20 in this bin, 25 in this bin, and 8 in this bin. In the area they've just poisoned 3 weeks ago. This is out of 70 traps, and some of it's on its third night and some of it's on its second night. But anyway, 63 possums out of 70 traps is not bad, considering I've just spent a lot of our council money poisoning this. This is the area here where we're trapping, and this is when they've just poisoned. So this is where I'm trapping. Rightio, this is the fourth night of trapping along here where they've just poisoned. First trap has a possum. Station right there next door. They poisoned, and we're doing pretty well. Rightio, this is we've got 59 possums, 44 in there, 5 in there, and 10 in here. This is, some of it's the fourth night it's trapped, and some of it's only the third night it's trapped. But that's out of 70 traps, straight behind where the regional council contractors are poisoned. So it's ticking away pretty well. Be interesting to see how long it keeps going. It's going to rain tonight, which will make it a bad night. But anyway, we'll see what it's like tomorrow. Rightio, we're on the 5th night of trapping along where they've just poisoned those bait stations a month ago. It's been a very wet, well not very wet, a wet claggy night, and this is the first trap here. It hasn't got anything. So we'll move on. only been out 4 nights and the weather hasn't affected them too much. Looks like we'll get a good kill along there. So maybe only 5 nights. We'll see. I'll set off these traps and I'll set them again when the weather picks up. Well, it dropped off quite dramatically last night, wet night. We only got 17 possums. The bin's got 17 possums in it out of the 35 traps that have been out for 5 nights. Now this next part of the line has only been out for 4 nights. And we'll carry on along there and see what we've got. So the first, there's a bait station, there's a possum in the trap, there's another possum in the trap. We only got 45 possums last night out of 70 traps around the poison line, around the bait station line. 20 in there, 20 in there, 5 in there, 6. So it's dropped off, but it was a very wet night. Well, pretty wet night. Possums got pretty wet under the pines. So I've set off the traps, and we'll set them when the weather gets better and see what we get again. Rightio, this is a pile of possums that I've plucked from that where the bait stations have been since after them. Now there's nearly 300 carcasses there, plus all the little ones in the pouch that I haven't counted, but there's probably another 100 young ones. So that's not a bad thing in 5 nights straight behind where they're poisoned, and I haven't finished yet.